Welcome back to another episode of Import Modify. If you watched my last video, you saw we got the suspension and the brakes and everything done. And if you notice, I'm wearing the same clothes because I just finished that video and I still got enough time in the day to start on this video, so that's what I'm doing. So today what we got going on is we're gonna go ahead and get that oil cooler brackets made up so we can have that thing mounted up. And I'd like to have it mounted up to where it sits, I can't bring it up because it's zip tied, but sits somewhere level in here. So that's what we got. I got the angle brackets. Well, I'm gonna chop these up into some pieces and make it work with those studs. And I also have some leftover flat aluminum, and we'll use that to put together a bracket and make that all work. So that's what we're gonna do on this episode, and if time permits and I get that done, we'll paint and mount the side mirrors, but if I can't, we'll just do that on another episode. But as you saw in the last episode, we were limited to the suspension ride height on the rear, so we got that set. Things are good on that until we get this thing running and driving. Now that we're getting closer and closer, I'm just more and more trying to figure out how to get this thing budgeted so I can get all the parts I need to hurry up and get this thing done, because I would like to move on to bigger, better things. And I'm really looking forward to getting this damn thing running so I can test out that engine. So with that being said, let's go ahead now and we're gonna get out the miter saw and everything. We're gonna take some measurements and we're gonna start cutting, chopping, and figuring out a way to mount this oil cooler to the car. Alright, when I removed the front bumper, this damn zip tie broke off the bracket that I had it holding on, so not a big deal. I'll just let that hang for now. But these studs here and here, they're on each side right there. That's going to be our mounting points for mounting the angle bracket. I have this angle bracket here, and what I was thinking was get this in there, finding a sweet point like that, having it in there. It's at an angle, but that's okay. I wonder if I do like this. Hey, what do you know? So we can mount it up like this, and then we can use the bracket somehow to connect to these ends right here. So I guess it's a good thing it popped. I gotta take these off anyway. I'm gonna mount the side brackets to it, and then probably what I'm gonna do is maybe just, I'm gonna have to figure something out. I'm gonna use this bracket here, run those rods to connect it to the side brackets here, and that'll allow me to mount it up high and get it centered in the middle right here, so that oncoming air, it's right there exposing the front grille, will hit it and it'll have plenty of airflow to keep that oil cool. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna go ahead and make my measurements here, draw some lines where I gotta cut. I got the miter saw out over here, right there. We'll put that thing in the miter saw, start chopping, making some pieces, and figuring out how we're gonna make this work. Because do I have a definite game plan? No, I'm just kind of winging this one. I don't really know exactly how we're gonna make it work, but we got enough pieces here to make something happen. So that's what I'm hoping to do. So let's go ahead and start this. All right, guys, safety first. Alright, so we got our 2 brackets to start with, so I'm going to clean these up with a file on the end, and then we're going to get them mounted on the vehicle, and then we'll get the side brackets mounted on that oil cooler and see what we got to do to make this thing fit. Alright, I got the brackets mounted on the side here and here. They're in there loosely, but looks good. And I got the brackets also mounted on the sides there and there. So if you look at it, bringing it up, probably the area that I'm looking to mount it is kind of like this, elevated, well, outward a little bit, and to where the and fittings right there will be showing through the hood vents on the front of the grill. I think that would be pretty cool looking. So I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna cut this, the length of this aluminum flat bar, because I'll be able to bend them slightly and do like that, 4 ends, because I got 2 holes on each side, and I got all the holes I need to use whichever ones line up to the right way. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make some measurements, see what I need to do, and then we'll cut this into 4 pieces. We'll have to drill some holes out, and hopefully I have some hardware to mount this all up. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, I got it marked off into 4-inch sections. Looks like it was perfectly 20 inches long. So it looks about, this end right here that's left over is almost about 4 inches as well. So good deal. I'm gonna go ahead and chop these into individual pieces, and then we'll have to figure out where to weld the holes, make some slight bends to it, and mount her up. Here's our 4 pieces. Now I'm gonna file off the ends, make them nice and ow, that's hot. Get this grinding, because it's aluminum. Just kind of like didn't give it a clean cut, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and grind. We'll file off the ends and make it even all the way around, and then I have to drill some holes in it, and we'll see how it fits. Okay guys, just to give you an idea of what I come up with, I angled these tabs right here on each end, but I made them just a little bit too long, so I'm gonna have to cut them back a little bit more and rebend them and drill holes in them, and then it ought to sit me perfect. About right here is where I'm looking to have it, and right now it's all the way up against the bumper bar. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it the night, and I'll come back and we'll finish these brackets up. Alright, just got back in the garage. Got me some more fasteners here. Took off the brackets right here. And basically, I'm just going to have to cut these tabs off right here. And then just refit it. And then I have to bend an extra little tab right there. And that should give me the proper distance between the bumper guard and where I need it to be. Because the hose is going to route around the back. And we'll just make that all fit. But I don't have very much time to do this today, and that's just been the story since the holidays started, and just haven't had much time at all to do anything. So every little bit of time I get, I hurry up and come over here to knock out a couple things, and then I have to hurry up and get back home. So let's go ahead and get this thing going. Okay, so I got them cut now, and I got all the holes drilled out. They're about the same length as the of each other. They're not exact same, but I made sure that the holes line up there and there. So make some new bends now and see how that works out. Well, I gotta say, for winging it, I'm pretty proud of myself. I think it came out pretty damn good. Check it out. It's in a good location, so when the hood's closed, the grill vents, that'll show the red end fittings on top of the oil cooler, and the hoses route in the back and perfectly along the side. They come around under the radiator, I have this bracket right here clamping the hoses together to keep it out of the way of the power steering pump. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks really trick. And that's the angle brackets I was making with those brackets right here. That's what it looks like with it all together. So cool deal. I'm very happy with it. I'll lower the vehicle down real quick and put the bumper cover on the front end of it and see how she looks. Oh yeah, baby. That looks clean as hell. I'm digging that. Kind of looks like it's meant to be right there, honestly. So cool. So next ticket item that I'm gonna get, I don't know. Probably I'm gonna end up buying the seats with the brackets and put those in. And then I'm just gonna try to work as much overtime as I can to knock out the drive shaft and exhaust all in one. Because I need to start working on the interior. I gotta get some more of the stuff ripped out of it, and I need to start organizing the center console wiring. I'm gonna get a block off plate for the center console on the dash. That's where I'm gonna mount the window regulator switches, and I'll cut out some holes for some gauges, I guess, wideband, O2 and stuff in the future. And I still got to rip out the headrest and the backboard area. And I still have a lot of detonating material. I got to get some dry ice for that. It's probably gonna be later though. But cool. That just looks sick. I love it. Alright, it's been a minute since I cranked this car up, so let's go ahead and crank it up and see if all that squealing noise is gone for me replacing the idler pulley. Get myself positioned in here. I don't have a seat. More squealing now, so this thing is all good. The idler pulley was definitely the cause of all the noise. I noticed I developed a leak right there on that coolant temp sensor. As you can see the little wet spot on the ground. I'm gonna have to pull that later and replace the O-ring on the sensor. Not a big deal though. Sounds really good. And the way the lights are set up right there, the more it warms up, the amber lights or yellowish orange lights will start to go away. When it's fully warm, all you'll see is the red line lights. I think that's pretty cool. This is what I was talking about earlier, is the orange lights. They tend to go away as the engine warms, increasing the red line. So it's a pretty cool feature. Lets you know when the engine's up to temp, so you know you don't damage anything. I like it a lot. I'm gonna turn it off now. Still gotta get me some BMW badges, put them on. Still gotta put the insert on the bottom of the bumper. I have to paint it still, but that's gonna happen pretty soon. I'm gonna do that at the same time I do the side mirrors. Cool. Hope you guys are liking the content. I don't know if I'm gonna end the video right here or not, but if I do, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.